talking about algorithms. And I know that over the years that we've been doing this show and in its various formats, we keep coming back. You know, Facebook will have changed its algorithm, or Google's changed or updated. And in fact, these algorithms are constantly being tweaked. And we live in this algorithm world, which essentially makes choices for us about content that we're going to get. And I find it very interesting how it's, in a sense, filtering what's going on around us and giving us a very particular set of informations based on how we search. In some cases, I hear people with Facebook over and over again. I'll go back to Facebook where they'll say, "Oh, I was talking about recipes from Jamie Oliver, and the next day on my Facebook site, I'm getting Jamie Oliver recipe book suggestions." And they're going, "What's going on?" And questions about, is the microphone catching content? How is the algorithm putting things together and then deciding what to funnel to me? And I just wanted to get your take on algorithms and what they are and how they've evolved and how they've really become an important tool for many businesses to the challenge of you and me with getting virgin content.
You can't, right? Yeah, I mean, that's a real challenge. I mean, everything learns. So, that's the challenge to get, as you said, virgin, fresh, kind of out of the box, things you've never thought of before. It's really tough, because even when you sign up for new apps, new websites, they want to know about you straight away, right? Yeah. Now, look, the challenge is that, I pretty much spend my whole working life talking about the fact that we've got to manipulate a customer journey. Right.
That's your job. I'm going to help you manipulate.
Exactly. So it's a bit of a challenge, right? But that manipulation is usually to purchase something, right? So you're not manipulation. I shouldn't say that. I should say, holding your hand, right, along the journey. So
call it what it is. Manipulation of my choices based on my lifestyle.
So, but also in that, there should be triggers that if I don't want to be communicated to, I won't be, right? So I think that's also important as well to layer in, lead scoring and stuff like that. But when it comes to the algorithms associated to social specifically, what they're interested is in engagement, right? And that engagement, really operates at opposite ends of the emotional scale, right? It's kind of, I love this or I hate this, right? That's really what kind of charges people up. Yeah. So I think in a social sense, the algorithm is very much geared towards that. Yeah. So it's, mad cute puppies and kind of, non-Trump supporters will continually see Trump stuff. So I think the thing is, they just want people on the platform. They want people to spend more time, right? They want people to be engaged, and they want people to continually open their phone and look for something new, pulling down the refresh to see what's happening. So I think that's, that is, has a challenge. And I don't know about you, but personally, for example, if I look at Google News, which I use a lot, I like the fact that it knows that I'm interested about business and marketing and tech. So therein lies the challenge, right? I mean, I don't know, when was the last time you clicked "I'm feeling lucky" on Google?
Yeah. Is that even still on Google?
I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it?
I'm gonna look. Maybe it is. I don't think, I can't remember the last time I clicked on that. I'm looking right now. Well, maybe it's, I don't see it on this.
No, they're not there. Oh, I thought it was still there.
Well, it might be. I've come in a different way, so I'll look after. But
people don't, right? They don't want to feel lucky.
Yeah,
they want to be told, right?
I'm looking on my phone now too. I'm just gonna see, is it there? I can't remember the last time.
Clearly, we're too old, James, to kind of do that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so I've got it. I'm feeling lucky. Google search for "I'm feeling lucky."
Yeah.
I mean, look, if I put best steak in Dubai and put "I'm feeling lucky," That's taken me directly to a web page and
Ah,
not a search results page.
okay.
I'd be interested to know how many people click I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what? I can tell you for a fact, I haven't clicked on that feeling lucky years. You know,
There used to be a kind of Chuck Norris thing, right? Where you type in how do I find Chuck Norris, and you'd click I'm feeling lucky, and it would go Chuck Norris. You don't find Chuck Norris, Chuck Norris finds you. So so that's the last time I remember kind of doing that trick. But yeah, I mean, look, this is every single website, every single phone application, every single social media site is crawling everything that you're doing and tracking everything you're doing back to privacy. And then what they're doing with that is they're doing two things. One is they are, directing advertising to you, and then they're basically adjusting the algorithm to try and entice you to spend more time on the platform. It's as simple as that.
yeah.
And it really is. That's if you look, for example, on Instagram now, links are embedded on Instagram, so you don't necessarily go out on Facebook. You stay in that space, right? They want to keep you there, so everything is designed to keep you engaged and keep you, kind of in their world, because the whole time you're in there, they can track you. But as you said, the challenge is you start to then only see things that you like,
Yeah.
right? Potentially, and then that causes, ultimately some of the divide that we've probably seen in the States, right? Where people are kind of blown away, like, well, have you not seen this? Well, no, I haven't seen this because I don't like it. So I don't ever see that, right? So this is the challenge, right?
Do you think it's also a generational thing? Like we're going to starting to see stratified generations where, our generation is still asking a few questions about this, but, 2 generations below us, they're going, this is the way it's always been. Like, I've only known this world. Why would I want to go and read something in a newspaper that's coming from the left press or the right press and question what I'm getting? Like, why wouldn't I just take what I'm hearing from?
That's interesting. Actually, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. I guess the thing is, we've grown up in that environment where we did go to the library, and we
Yeah.
didn't have the luxury to kind of necessarily pick and choose. I guess it goes back also even down to things like Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix is another algorithm that learns that what you like and says, oh, you might like this, right? Or you might like that. Even Amazon, right? Amazon learns what you like and then manipulates and
Sure.
kind of influences you to buy different. Oh, someone else bought this with this.
Sends
Oh
you
wow, okay.
emails. I get emails, oh, you haven't bought that Bluetooth keyboard yet. Here's
Exactly.
another one. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, totally. You get that all the time. So, and again, this is based on that learning mechanism, and I think that's only going to get. It's interesting. I was in them, and we can talk about it in a bit. But I've managed to get on Clubhouse, the new social platform, right? Which is mental. I mean, honestly, we'll talk about it like we could talk about it as a sidebar for an hour. But one of the interesting things there, I was in a room with a guy who was one of the head engineers on Alexa, and he was saying that they were developing an algorithm to basically understand the sentiment based on the tone of your voice.
wow.
So, if you ask for something, if you ask for help or you ask for a product or whatever, and you were angry or you were sad or you were happy, or, they would give you a different response.
Wow.
So it was kind of like, I mean, that's pretty crazy. I think that, and I didn't even know that existed, to be honest with you. I mean, because the challenge is, obviously, they said they basically take that sound and then, turn it into text, obviously, and then, but I mean, very soon the conversation went way over my head, super fast. But for the piece that obviously I was listening, I think that was interesting, because again, you're analyzing not only what you're asking, but the sentiment attached to it. I mean, we do when we're doing audits of apps and websites, we have something called rage taps, where you can actually track if someone's clicking on something, right? You've probably done it yourself, where you're clicking on something and it's like, and there's actually a term in the industry called a rage tap, where, you tapping and you can't do anything. So, it's tough, right? Because our kids have grown up in this space and are growing up in this space where all of that is just, as you said, second nature. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, the only way you can get away from it is to get off the grid and get yourself a Nokia, right?